The United Nations envoy in Sudan says that the Sudanese military and the paramilitary rapid support forces do not seem to want any mediation to end their ongoing fighting. Volker Perthes, who is the UN Secretary General's special representative for Sudan and also heads the United Nations Integrated Transition Assistance Mission in Sudan, made the remarks during a press conference on Tuesday. Here's CGTN's Wanja Mugai with more on that.
The UN Special Envoy for Sudan is concerned that the clashing sides in the Sudanese crisis don't appear to be keen to have mediators help end their conflict. The fighting between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary rapid support forces has led to over 180 deaths by Monday evening, and well over 1,800 people have been injured. A humanitarian crisis is unfolding in cities and towns across the country, and calls for talks to end the conflict are growing louder.
To be very honest, the two sides who are fighting are not giving us the impression that they want mediation for a peace between them right away. Rather, they are calling on the other side to give up or to surrender, or the other side to be disbanded. So that doesn't sound very much like preparedness to give in to or allow mediation efforts to succeed on short notice.
We checked in with a couple of my colleagues over the weekend and today. They're continuing to work, but I can tell you that the situation is extremely tense and frankly dangerous.
Humanitarian workers say the violence is hampering aid efforts in the affected areas. In Darfur, 3 UN workers were killed on Saturday while on a mission in which relief supplies were looted.
By all intents and purposes, in these current circumstances, under the current conditions, basically no aid delivery can happen. That doesn't mean that projects are suspended or stopped, but if people cannot move, if our staff, WFP, UNICEF, UNDP, WHO and other staff cannot move, if they have to hunker down in their residences or in shelters, if their vehicles have been looted, if their offices have been destroyed, or if their offices and the guest houses are in the crossfire between the firing lines, then they are simply not able to deliver.
This comes at a time when about 15 million people need humanitarian assistance in Sudan, according to the UN. Perthes is now seeking to negotiate a way to get aid through to the needy.
What I've been doing in the last 2 days is trying to mediate a 3 hours a day humanitarian pause, and if that succeeds, and we will continue tomorrow with further efforts to have humanitarian pauses or ceasefires. If that succeeds, then we can take it from there and probably have a more structured ceasefire.
The international community has increased calls for an end to the conflict, and many Sudanese hope that mediation efforts will take off and help restore peace and normalcy in their country. Wanja Mugai, CGTN.